Welcome back to part 3 of this FA Cup final preview of the Talking City podcast with myself, Seb Parkinson, Isaac Johnson and Simon Bajkowski. Simon, you're heading down to Wembley. You won't be getting the train, by the way, because the trains are all on strike on Saturday. So if anybody listening to this is looking for a last-minute trip to Wembley, make sure you drive or get the bus or fly or however you can get there. You will not be going on the train unless you are a train driver and you decide to drive the train yourself. Anyway, Man City, Man United, it's been a big run to the FA Cup final for both clubs. City notably beating Burnley 6-0, Chelsea 4-0, Bristol City 3-0, Arsenal 1-0, Sheffield United 3-0. In fact, they haven't conceded a goal. Simon, just talk me through the City, the team and the squad that you expect to be available and what we can expect from City on the day.
Yeah, I think it will be pretty much a fully fit squad and the strongest team available to Guardiola. I think we will see this pretty much the same team, maybe 1-2 changes at most for Wembley and Istanbul, because Guardiola knows his best 11. There might be the odd tweak, but you can name 9 of the starters already pretty much. It's that cut and dry. So there won't be kind of any surprises for United in those terms, but there may be surprises in the way City set up, because as we've seen over the last few months with John Stones coming into midfield from right back or centre back or other players coming through, we've had 3-2-2-3 or so many different formations and styles of play and changing within the game. And City are so far tactically developed from where they were in January when they played at Old Trafford that United are going to face a very different City team this weekend.
Isaac, from you, what do you think? How do you think this is going to play, and how do you think that City are going to perform?
Yeah, well, it's interesting we mentioned the tactical side, because I remember listening to Nathan Ake after City had won the title. He was on the radio and he was saying that basically they'd gone through a lot of different tactical formations on the training pitch, after that Nottingham Forest draw, which numerous people have said that was the turning point for City, players-wise anyway. And I think from Pep Guardiola's point of view, he'll set up how he thinks will win the game. But in regards to the opposition, I think he'll set up how he wants to anyway, regardless. Although for United side, they have got a number of people missing, and so that will play a part. So Lisandro Martinez for United is out. Martial yesterday, he's out. Now whether he would have started or not, I don't know.
That's a bonus for United fans, let's be honest.
Yeah. Because the likelihood is in that case is that Rashford comes in to the centre, which now he obviously scored the winner in the January game, but City are a much different side since then. And in the 6-3 defeat for United at the Etihad, he played up front and was very, very ineffective. And him going from the left to the centre will null a lot of United's threat. And actually, if City do play the 3 at the back, the 3-2-4-1 or whichever variation of that, they'll probably be able to deal with the attack fine, whether that Sancho comes in or Garnacho on the left, whoever. I think they'll be able to deal with it okay. So I don't expect too many changes between the two finals. I think it'll also depend on how the game pans out itself. If City absolutely run away with it, then lo and behold, would you take someone off in the final to rest them for another final? Well, City fans will hope that might be a prospect, but in reality, it will be a case of strongest team.
Yeah, well, United had their awards ceremony sort of earlier this week, and a lot of the talk at that ceremony was, stopping City from winning the treble, make sure United are the only team that win the treble. Simon, how do you see the game playing out from your perspective? You've been at all these City games all season. You've seen City beat United 6-3. You've seen City lose to United at Old Trafford 2-1. Just where's this game won and lost for City?
Guardiola is always wary of pace. and pace on the counter that can sort of nullify his defence and, hurt them instantly when they're out of possession. And we saw that in the January game, albeit an absolutely ridiculous goal that should never have been allowed and has since been admitted would never be allowed again. I think the game changer as far as City are concerned is that Real Madrid at home performance. Because Real Madrid away, they did a similar thing. They bossed the game, but then in an instant, Camavinga and Vinicius kind of made it 1-0 Real. And that is how City have been hurt in these type of games before. But Real at home, Vinicius didn't get a kick. Benzema didn't get a kick. You had one of the most lethal attacks in Europe that City just did not get anywhere near Ederson's goal. And that is how that will give them the confidence to say, you can do it. You can shut them out for all that time. So go and do it again. And yeah, like Isaac says, Rashford through the middle is probably less dangerous for City than on a wing. And Martial, as much as he's kind of frustrated United fans for so long with his kind of inconsistency with fitness, like his pace would worry City, whereas they're still going to have plenty of players to be concerned with, but I think they will just look to play their game, dominate, keep the ball, and kind of use that confidence and swagger that they've had in the last 2 months where they just looked unbeatable.
Yeah, it was incredible watching City just absolutely humiliate Real Madrid at the Etihad. I mean, I was there the day before watching Real Madrid train, and the flags that were put out to create that atmosphere. And, people say that City don't sell tickets. Honestly, that stadium was bouncing from minute one. I mean, the family atmosphere outside the ground as well is great for up-and-coming fans. And a lot of people criticise City for not having a big fan base, but City are building a really nice family-based fan base, aren't they? We've got the City Square outside the ground and everything, but the football on show, the entertainment value, they absolutely destroyed Real Madrid. And if City turn up to Wembley and play a similar game, United, unless they score on the counter-attack like we were saying about Real Madrid's home tie, it could be another humiliating game. But then it all depends how the two teams set up. And Isaac, from you, what sort of starting 11 can you see Pep going against, and what tactically do you think he'll do?
I think with Pep, for me, the only way I can see City not winning is if, as he alludes to jokingly ever since, is overthinking, doing something to try and be a bit too clever. But I think he's learned his lesson there. So I think you'll have all the big names starting. I've got a hunch De Bruyne is actually not as unfit as he was perhaps implying. So I think obviously he'll get the nod. Obviously Haaland, you start with Haaland. On the right, if Bernardo's fit, probably him. Gundogan, and then on the left, well, you'd say Grealish, but Foden hasn't been playing too badly, and obviously Grealish is a doubt. So obviously either one of them, yeah, exactly, yeah. And then sitting, obviously you can't drop Rodri. Rodri, perhaps with Stones. I know I'm going back to front here. I'm just in my mind how I'm working it. Stones next to Rodri, and then the back three of Diaz, Akanji, if fit, and Ake, I think, probably.
And Scott Carson in goal.
Scott Carson in goal, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, the goalkeeper's interesting because, Ortega's played every round and not conceded a goal. But surely you start Ederson.
Zach Steffen.
I don't know. Yeah. But, Pep's talks about Ortega and how good he is, but, it's some call if he starts him over Ederson.
It's true. And if it gets to penalties, you never know. He might bring him off the bench to save the day. But it's a call that you've seen a lot of managers make. I think Jose Mourinho's known for it. He'll champion his goalkeeper or whatever player, and then he'll drop him and just say, sorry, we won the cup. It was the right decision to make. If they don't win the cup, then they go, well, blame me, I dropped the keeper or whatever. But just before we wrap up, guys, and let Simon go for his preparation for his long trip with the United correspondents down to Wembley, can we get a score prediction from you? How do you think that the game will go? Whether it goes to penalties, extra time, 90th minute, 90, a 93-20 again. What we saying?
If City turn up as they should, then I think we're talking 3-0, 3-1, 3-0 if they turn up as they should. But I do think if they're not going to win the treble, then this is the game where they slip up rather than Inter.
Yeah, I think, like I said before, the only risk is the fact that they've not been able to play the best team for these last few matches, so there could be slight rustiness in a few players. If they are on song like they were against Madrid, then it could be 4 potentially. I suspect though, because a number of players haven't played for a little while, and if they do play, they'll still win comfortably. I would go for a 3-0. And perhaps only a 3-1 if it was towards the end of the game, City have won it and it's a counter-attack or something like that. But I am going to go 3-0 myself.
Well, for what it's worth, I think United will score an early goal, City will then bounce back and it'll go to extra time and be won on penalties, and David De Gea won't save a single one. There you go.
But Ortega will.
Or Stefan or Carson or whoever he puts in there.